What's up, guys? It is mid-January. Trails aren't open. I've been running into some snags with the other Phazer build. I'm kind of just going stir crazy, so just dragged this thing out, uncovered it, haven't touched it in months, and we're going to see if we can get her popping and go for a little rip. When I summarized this thing last year, I think I just drained the carbs. So I pulled off the secondary and drained the fuel bowls. So I think we just need to put the belt back on and throw some wakey juice in it and see what happens.
Okay, a little elbow grease and a little swearing. Got that on me.
Come on. Quarter turn would be fine, but there's no fucking room to do anything. If I cut a wrench in half, it might work.
What about like a mini socket? Like one of the little guys?
Yeah, maybe.
Whose good idea? My good idea. Taking every little bit of credit I can.
Alright, I'm going to pull the plugs. And then I'm just going to turn it over a few times.
Look at the foam.
Yeah.
I don't think it's coming on camera.
Phrasing. Dirty fucking dangles.
One project successfully advanced.
Yeah. So this has skipped ahead a little bit, but what happened is I had an SD card failure and I lost a bunch of footage. So I'm going to have to voice over some of the other things that happened to this sled in order to catch you guys up to speed. Alright, so first up, I restored this exhaust pipe. This is a high perf pipe. I'll show you how I did that now. What I'm going to do is just hit it with a wire brush to get the scale off of it, and then hit it with stove paint because I have some of that on hand and it's good for up to 1200 C. Should be good enough for this. Alright, let's pitter patter. Alright boys, I got the pipe pretty wire wheeled off here. Now we're just going to hose it down with some brake clean and hit it with some stove paint. Secondly, when these carbs still had the pilot jet passage clogged and this thing didn't start, I pulled on the starter so many times until the recoil broke. I got a little bit of footage of that, but that's mostly lost on the SD card error. Sorry, dudes. I also finished restoring this seat. It looked okay when I bought it, but it was kind of coming apart. I'll show you what I mean. Basically, on the bottom edge, the vinyl had seemed to shrink a little bit and the staples had come out. So it wasn't too hard to fix. It was pretty straightforward. I reused the wood. I didn't change anything really. All I did was I used a heat gun and a pair of pliers and a staple gun, and I just heated up the vinyl, tried to keep it even so it didn't, stretch and make weird pucker marks. And then I would pull it tight and just staple it along that wood. Now the wood did look a little bit rotten, but I think the main problem was the staples rotted out and rusted away. So I used stainless steel staples everywhere, and now it looks pretty decent. I mean, this isn't a show sled. There are cracks and dings, and the back here is a little messed up, but overall, it's decently presentable. I'm happy with it. I also installed a fuel cutoff. Please ignore the mouse turds. When I replaced the fuel lines for the carbs, I also replaced the fuel line from the fuel tank to the fuel pump. And what I did is I put an inline valve here with just a simple twist lock right here. I chose this one specifically because of how small it was and how inline it was. I put a link down in the description if you want to buy one of these. Clicking on it will help support my channel. Phazers don't have them for some reason, which that's why you have to drain the fuel bowls individually with that really hard to reach situation. I don't want to do that again, so now you just have to twist this, fuel gets cut off, run it dry, and you're summarized, so that's good to go. All right, boys, summary. I could not get this started. I pulled it so hard until the recoil rope broke, so that was fun. I replaced that off camera because I was too pissed off. And then I pulled the carbs, I pulled the airbox again. I found a mouse nest in the airbox. And what's funny is I shook the crap out of it, but I didn't blow it out. So always blow out your airboxes. When in doubt, blow it. It would only fire and pop when I sprayed some starting fluid kind of directly into the carbs. And I think what was happening was the fuel was getting to the carbs. I could see it, but it wasn't running. So I pulled the carbs apart again, and I found out that my pilot jet passages were clogged. So even though I soaked them in chem dip and scraped them with a wire, I forgot to blow them out, probably because I was drinking, to be honest. But yeah, I think it's gonna fire. So what I'm gonna do now is I pulled the plugs. I'm gonna pull it over 30 times. So pretty stoked. Brand new BR9 ESs, boys. Gonna give her a little rip here with the NGKs. You in here to see if it's gonna work?
No, I came to talk to you, but I didn't want to distract from your about to be epic progress.
Could be epic, or it could all end in tears.
I mean, it'll be epic one way or the other. You're either gonna light it on fire or it's gonna work, you know? That's easy.
Alright, that's what clean carbs are supposed to sound like. Fucking boom, starts. You wanna try it?
Starting it?
Yeah, come over
No,
here.
I don't need to show the camera how weak I am now.
Try it.
I'm literally in slippers.
It's okay.
That should be actually, you should edit the video to make it look like I'm the one who was just like, all you needed to do was just like, do it like that.
Should I, Sarah?
Yes, yes you should.
Okay. Sarah, okay.
Okay, Sarah. Sarah, okay.
Awesome. Lastly, this is a C&A Pro ski. I had to modify it a bit in order to get it to fit. I'm going to show you how I did that. Honestly, this was kind of a much bigger pain in the ass than I anticipated. I figured one bolt, not so bad, but it just sort of spiraled and snowballed into something a lot more annoying. Let's do that now. Alright boys, so the ski's on, but yeah, it's hitting the front suspension, so we're gonna have to clearance that somehow. Let's figure it out. So what I'm doing here is after I heated this thing up red hot, put a bunch of wax on it, I'm just using some washers that fit around this bolt perfectly, stacked up, on a concrete floor. And then I'm using the biggest punch I have with little mini sledge. And yeah, it is working. So I think I'm just going to have to keep stacking washers or maybe cut this off with a grinder as it comes out. I don't know, but this this is proven to be quite difficult. So I'm not going to back down. We're going tomorrow, boys. So there you go. Washers and an old bushing hammer worked out. All right, boys, I think I'm calling it. We're going to leave one aftermarket ski, one steel ski, because I'm not confident I can get that sleeve out tonight and still be ready by tomorrow morning. So we got about an inch of snow today, which is not much, but honestly, it's been super dry this season. It sucks. The trails aren't open, kind of going crazy. So the goal tomorrow morning is we're going to get up early, throw our stuff on, and go rip around on these things in some kettle moraine, beautiful backcountry land. And hopefully we'll be successful. It should give us an opportunity to test and tune these things a little bit. Let's see how that goes now.